Here we presents the top 5 best Android phones. Starting at number 5, Apple iPhone 8. It's not very often that two new iPhone models are upstaged at their own launch, but that's exactly what happened at Apple's September event this year. The iPhone X was the star of the show, the cool new kid everyone wanted to hang out with, while the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus were relegated to the role of the designated driver, boring, reliable, the one you know, will be there once you are done partying with your new friends. The iPhone 8 Plus is a larger version of the iPhone 8, with a larger screen and battery, more RAM, and a secondary telephoto camera on the rear. It's powered by the same A11 Bionic processor as the iPhone X, which has been shown to be exceptionally powerful, especially in tests that can utilize all 6 cores at the same time. The display now supports True Tone, which adjusts its color temperature to match ambient lighting. You get 64 GB of storage on the base variant, but can choose a 256 GB option which costs more. Your only choices of colors this time around are space gray, silver, and gold. The iPhone 8 models also feature new glass backs to support wireless charging, while maintaining the IP67 rating for water and dust resistance. Fast wired charging is supported, but you only get a basic charger in the box. You can get through a full day of use with a little power to spare thanks to the large battery. The X is compact, it's got a 5.8-inch screen and a body that's taller, but barely wider than the 8, and it feels great. Its dual cameras are better. Its display is super bright, and packs more display in nearly the same size. But, the X is a lot more expensive, a bit more fragile, and doesn't have a home button. You'll have to get used to Face ID, Apple's camera-based tech for using your face to unlock the phone and pay for things. It works, but it can be annoying. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4, LG V60 Think 5G. While we were all expecting a successor to the G8, LG instead announced a successor to the V50. The LG V60 Think 5G is the latest fully featured flagship smartphone from Samsung's Korean rival. LG doesn't go quite as hard with the spec sheet as others like Samsung and Oppo, but it also doesn't go as hard with the price point. The V60 is packed with 5G, a 64MP camera chock full of features including 8K video, a 3.5mm headphone jack, hefty battery, wireless charging, and an optional dual-screen accessory, all starting at a price lower than the entry-level Samsung Galaxy S20. On paper, LG has all it needs to compete, not just with Samsung, but other brands like Apple and Google. There's no longer a dedicated telephoto camera on the V60, but LG attributed this was because the high resolution of the 64MP sensor can shoot lossless zoom photos, so we'll certainly be testing this. The other two cameras are the ultra-wide and a dedicated 3D TOF camera. This took preference over a dedicated zoom camera, so we'll see how much better portraits will look. LG switched to a Full HD Plus panel with the G8X, and has done the same with the V60. Only a handful of manufacturers continue to use QHD panels on their top-tier offerings including Samsung, Google, OnePlus, and Huawei. We don't mind the switch, but we'll be looking out for brightness and color quality. Other phone makers are fitting their devices with high refresh rate displays, and LG hasn't done so here. LG's vision of multitasking continues with the dual-screen accessory. A few changes have been made to the texture on the back, the external display is brighter, and the magnetic charging tip has been updated. LG plans to bundle the dual screen with purchase of the V60, which drives the value up even further. There's a lot to like about the LG V60 on paper, and although it doesn't have every item on the feature list that competitors do, it's got the whole flagship ground floor covered. Let's dig further and see what LG is packing this year. Halfway of my listed number 3. Moto G Power. The Moto G Power has a tough act to follow. Its predecessor, the Moto G7 Power, was a bargain hunter's dream phone, delivering the best battery life of any mobile device while only. That's a package that should get anyone's attention, so it's no wonder the Moto G7 Power had been a mainstay on our list of the best cheap phones. If you hate paying big bucks for your smartphones, you really should consider the Moto G Power, even when taking budget options from Apple, Google, and OnePlus into consideration. While battery life remains the main selling point here, our Moto G Power review found enough additional benefits like solid performance and good for their price cameras that make this phone even more of a steal than it was before. You can buy the phone unlocked from Motorola, and retailers including Amazon, Best Buy and B&H Photo offer the phone too. If you prefer to go through carriers to get your phone, you'll find the Moto G Power at Verizon, Republic Wireless and Google Fi. The phone also appears at Mint Mobile and Straight Talk these days. The Moto G Power is just one of 3 Moto G phones introduced this year by Motorola. The Moto G Fast is the cheapest of the bunch, while the Moto G Stylus costs the most. You will not mistake the Moto G Power for a flagship device, particularly when you pick up the phone. It's not that Motorola's phone looks bad, it's just that the G Power uses a plastic chassis, and there's not a lot you can do to disguise that. Motorola has given this phone a glossy finish on the back, which adds some polish to the phone's looks. Coming in at number 2. Google Pixel 5. First, Google did away with the finicky radar sensors that enabled motion sense features on the Pixel 4 and 4 XL. Motion sense wasn't really as useful as the advertisements made it out to be. Because of this, the fingerprint scanner is back. Next, we don't have the latest Snapdragon chipset on the Pixel, but we do get the capable Snapdragon 765G with support for 5G networks. Finally, the Pixel 5 swaps out the 2x telephoto from last year in favor of a new ultra-wide camera. The overall form factor is far more manageable with a 6-inch display with a punch-hole selfie camera cutout in compact size. The Pixel 5's design is largely based on the Pixel 4 that came just weeks before it, but it comes with the slimmest bezels we've ever seen on a Pixel phone. It also has a beefier 4080 mAh battery compared to the Pixel 4 XL's 3800 mAh. We can't help but think that Google is taking a step backwards with the Pixel 5. However, its lower price and focus on experience may be in Google's favor. The need for a cheaper headlining 5G smartphone is more urgent than in the past, and its price point pins it up against the recently announced iPhone 12 mini, the OnePlus 8T, and the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. The camera hardware stays the same on paper, but we're curious to see if the software has allowed advancements in imaging. We'll keep an open mind and let you know if Google has solidified its software and camera experiences with the Pixel 5. Let's move into the box and see what's inside. The phone comes with some documentation, a SIM tool, USB quick transfer adapter, 18W USB-C PD adapter, and USB-C charging data cable. Google only included earbuds once with the Pixel 3, but later removed them for the Pixel 4 in the US, anyway. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. And number 1. Google Pixel 4 with 5G. Our very own Oliver Craig reviewed the Pixel 4 5G and was impressed with it in many ways. In fact, he called it one of the best mid-range phones to date. He thinks that the handset takes the best of the Pixel 5 and combines it with the value offered by the Pixel 4a, making it a perfect balance between premium and budget. It features the best camera in its class, a great display, good battery life, and a fantastic software experience. Oliver also highlighted the fast fingerprint scanner, 5G support, and great performance. As expected, the phone also has a few drawbacks you have to keep in mind. Oliver pointed out that the display's refresh rate is low at just 60 Hz, and that the ultra-wide camera is a bit underwhelming. The phone also uses an older Gorilla Glass up front for protecting the display, which isn't as strong as the latest model. The Pixel 4 5G sports 2 rear cameras. You get a primary 12.2MP Sony IMX363 sensor we've seen on every Pixel phone since the Pixel 3 series, and a 16MP ultra-wide lens. The camera setup is identical to that of the Pixel 5, which means the Pixel 4 5G is arguably the best in its class when it comes to photography. Thanks to Google's software enhancements, the phone takes great images in just about any lighting condition. You can expect sharp and accurate colors, a wide dynamic range, and near flawless exposure. At least when it comes to the main sensor. The ultra-wide camera is a bit different, as the colors are muted, and there's a lack of sharpness. Additionally, the wide-angle lens isn't as wide as we'd like with its 107-degree field of view. For reference, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra's wide-angle lens has a 123-degree field of view, meaning it can capture more in a photo. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.